The Tucker Carlson interview with Putin and the changing world order and how this is going to transform America for the next 100 years. In today's video, I'm going to break down the Tucker Carlson interview that is coming very, very soon and how it matches up to Ray Dalio's prediction of the changing world order. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. I have two free resources for you. Number one is a free consultation with my licensed insurance team in all 50 states, teaching you how we insure our wealth during these volatile times in Tier 1 Capital. Index Universal Life, tax code 7702. In the description of this video, you can set up a free consultation, or in my social media link, click the link. You can also download my absolutely free book that shares with you exactly on the back end of every video how my blueprint is set up. So let's dive right into this. So if you haven't seen or you're living under a rock, the Tucker Carlson interview is going absolutely viral and is causing a massive wave and divide in between the left and right. Now, we're going to keep revisiting Ray Dalio's changing world order over and over and over again. Okay, I repeat the same things over and over again with the risk of being judged or people not following, because what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Whoever controls the money, controls the media, controls the information, controls the people. Okay, so think about that for just a moment. You're sitting there watching a regular program show, programming, television, telling you a vision, and they're giving you the information that they want you to hear in order to move you a certain way. So when I present this, I want you to take an unbiased lens off and take a look at this changing world order. And I'm sharing with you guys. I broke down this week with Jerome Powell saying that Jerome Powell said, the head of the Fed, America is on an unsustainable path. Now, there is actually not good news of America and what's going on. But the only good news is the wealth is built during these volatile times. If you want to free your family financially, it's the greatest opportunity in human history. I'm not happy with happening in America. It makes me sick to my stomach, but I'm not, I can't, what am I going to do? What I can do is get my shit together and provide resources for my family. That's what I can do. I could go protest all day, but it doesn't change my budget. It doesn't change my financial freedom. It doesn't change the resources that I can provide. If I can gain the money, I can provide the resources for my family. Okay. But we have to take a look at this. Number 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, wealth gaps, massive in America. And they're going to become even greater after this presidential election when they lower interest rates. 13, large debts. America's buried in debt. Jerome Powell said we're on an unsustainable path. Number 14, printing of money. They printed more money than in history since Obama's rescue plan in 2012, specifically 2020 to 2023. Internal conflict. This is what we're going to talk about today with Tucker Carlson interviewing Putin. Loss of reserve currency. BRICS right now are working dramatically to de-dollarize. Weak leadership. I'll let you decide if we have weak leadership or not in America. Civil war and revolution. That's where this Tucker Carlson interview comes in. And it's literally following the pattern that Ray Dalio talks about to the T. So let's first listen to what Tucker Carlson's intentions are for the first minute of his video. And then I'm going to share with you how the media is going crazy. The left is turning against the right and the right is turning against the left. And they're all going to go at each other. So now everybody's backed in the corner throwing haymakers. And what's going to happen is it's going to cause a great divide within America. Tucker Carlson's going to talk to Putin. Putin's going to give us his side of the story from Tucker Carlson's perspective. And then it's going to be this, that, you, this, and the media is going to go absolutely crazy. And the left and the right are going to go at each other and fight. And that's going to cause a civil war in America. And that's when countries start to lose their power.
We're in Moscow tonight. We're here to interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. We'll be doing that soon. There are risks to conducting an interview like this, obviously, so we thought about it carefully over many months. Here's why we're doing it. First, because it's our job. We're in journalism. Our duty is to inform people. 2 years into a war that's reshaping the entire world, most Americans are not informed. They have no real idea what's happening in this region, here in Russia or 600 miles away in Ukraine. But they should know. They're paying for much of it in ways they might not fully yet perceive. The war in Ukraine is a human disaster. It's left hundreds of thousands of people dead, an entire generation of young Ukrainians, and it's depopulated the largest country in Europe. But the long-term effects are even more profound. This war has utterly reshaped the global military and trade alliances.
Okay, so that's his first minute of his video. His perspective is that he's going in there to give us the side of Russia. Okay. And then here's the left side of what they think is what not Putin, what Tucker Carlson is doing.
It is not just Donald Trump who is parroting Putin's
Yes.
lines. Tucker Carlson, who is, a band leader, if you will,
Yeah.
for this faction of Republicans who are defeating these bills, was in Moscow interviewing Vladimir Putin. I asked Secretary Clinton about that journalistic endeavor, and this is what she had to say. Tucker Carlson is in Moscow right now interviewing Vladimir Putin.
Right.
The first American, I'll say, journalist to interview Putin since the war in Ukraine began. What does that tell you about Tucker Carlson and right-wing media and also Vladimir Putin?
Well, it shows me what I think we've all known. He's what's called a useful idiot. I mean, if you actually read translations of what's being said on Russian media, they make fun of him. I mean, he's like a puppy dog. He somehow has, after having been fired from so many outlets in the United States, I would not be surprised if he emerges with a contract with a Russian outlet, because he is a useful idiot.
Okay, so this is what the public is seeing on the media, right? So they're hearing he's a useful idiot, okay, that he's probably going to be working for the Russian outlets. And then this was at the White House when they brought up the Tucker Carlson thing.
Tucker Carlson is in Moscow and just confirmed that he's going to be interviewing Russian President Vladimir Putin. He argues that Americans have a right to know all they can about a war they're implicated in. Carlson contended in his...
Remember, Carlson's view is, hey, I'm going to go let the Americans know what's going on, why your money's being spent. And then the other side is saying that he's now going to work for Russia. Guys, this is the great divide. This is what Ray Dalio was talking about.
preview video that the Biden administration has opposed and even attempted to hinder his attempts to interview Putin. Do you have...
Wait, say that. What's that last part again?
He said that the Biden administration has allegedly attempted to prevent him from interviewing Vladimir Putin. Do you have a comment on either the interview or that allegation?
Absolutely not.
For the board?
Absolutely not a comment, or absolutely not that didn't happen?
Absolutely not a comment, to be more clear, period.
Okay. So no comment on that, right? They're saying that there's collusion for Biden administration to stop the Tucker Carlson interview. Well, this was on February 7, 2024. European Parliament proposes to ban Tucker Carlson from EU over Putin interview. This is going to get intense, family. Okay. Now this is CNN. Okay. So CNN goes on their smear campaign as well. So now we have CNN really debunking. So now it's going to be all about debunking Tucker Carlson. So they're spending all their energy and all their focus on debunking Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is going out there to debunk them. Do you see where the divide is coming in, guys? The divide is going to be massive in America.
We're here to interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin.
Tucker Carlson is lying from the streets of Russia, no less.
Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin.
That's a lie. Serious news outlets, including CNN, have requested Putin to interview over and over again.
Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice.
Another lie. Serious news outlets, including CNN, have covered and, of course, reported on Putin's words since this war began, including one of his baseless justifications for the invasion of Ukraine, which he initially claimed was to stop the Nazis.
First, because it's our job. We're in journalism.
Tucker Carlson is not a journalist, not even close. And his former employer in a court case actually agreed, quote, the general tenor of the show should then inform a viewer that Carlson is not stating actual facts about the topics he discusses and is instead engaging in exaggeration and non-literal commentary.
Okay, so now this is going to start the back and forth nonstop, guys. So you see what's happening is the left, the right, pointing out who's right, who's wrong, the battle back and forth. And the unfortunate thing about you as an American, you're caught in the middle of this. You're caught in the middle of this as America has buried us in debt. We have no money in the system. They don't have money to pay for the critical services. We have to borrow from other countries. borrow from other countries to pay for our critical services in America. Your taxes are going to pay for the debt. And this is what they're focused on. This is what they're focused on, family. The normal everyday American can barely pay for gas, can barely pay for groceries. So what can you do about this? What you can do is really start to build a foundation for your family. What you can do is create a budget and get your shit together right now. What you can do is take a really, really, really hard look at your finances and ask yourself, can I really afford what I have? Can I afford the car that I have and the house that I have? Or did I over leverage myself and follow the American dream, the debt trap? And it's okay to be honest with yourself and say, listen, we're going to make some changes, honey. Well, you know, husband, wife, partner, whatever it is, we're going to make some changes. What we're going to do is we're going to buckle down as a family. We're going to make sure that we create a budget. We're going to create some cash flow. With that cash flow, we may invest in a speculative asset called cryptocurrency. And when these interest rates drop and this thing goes straight up on the back end of this year, we're going to pull profits. And when we pull profits, we're going to be responsible with those profits. We're going to put those profits in maybe some tier one capital, maybe some insurance. We're going to put it in, maybe invest in some companies. We're going to put in some precious metal. We're going to diversify. And we're going to start to take sovereignty of our wealth. And we're going to learn what money truly is, which money is just debt. That's all it is in America. It's just debt. Okay. And if you're on the wrong side of that debt quadrant, you're screwed. We have to understand as Americans, every single time a dominant currency or a dominant country, or when the world, China's struggling financially, Evergrande, Russia had to jack up the ruby. There were inflation was out of control. I think I said that backwards. So anyways, and then America, we're going to war, guys. War creates what? Monetary gain. We're going to war. And so now the issue, though, that we have to experience in America is now we're going to have civil war in America. This is causing the great divide. This is Tucker and Putin's interview is causing the right to go absolutely bonkers, right? You got Hillary Clinton calling him an idiot. You got this side. So now it's just going to intensify now from here on out. So what I'm doing is I'm locking and loading, getting into my house. I'm getting my shit together. I'm creating a budget. My fitness is on point. My spiritual walk is on point. My finances are on point. My investing's on point. And I put my blinders on. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be a human. I'm loving God with all my heart, loving humanity as I love God. I'm treating others as I want to be treated. Pulling the log out of my eye before I pull the straw out of my heart. Pulling the log out of my eye before I pull the straw to yours. And I'm using these waves of energy to protect my family and build financial freedom and wealth for my family. The positive thing about this, the only thing, is that in the most volatile times like this, the richest people are created. The richest families are created during these times. But you got to do the opposite of the 99%. It's going to get intense, family. So what I recommend all of you guys do, Merlin, smartest way to track your crypto. I'm the co-founder and creator. 36,000 lines of code were created to help people exit these markets properly. We have customer service. We have FAQs. We teach you how to do it. It's absolutely free. Go download it. It's free for 30 days. After that, if you don't want to continue your relationship with us, you can cancel right there on the app. We have so many people keeping it because it's amazing, amazing tool. Because when this thing goes straight up, you got to have an exit plan. You have to have an exit plan. So we want to help you with that as well. There's tons of free resources down in the bio here. And then pay attention because it's going to be going public soon. We're going to be making our announcement for our Freedom Conference 2024 in April in Mesa, Arizona. You get to hang out with me, Coach JV, and the rest of my team coming up very, very soon. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.